Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. We're in the shop, we're working on the 41. If you saw the last video, we got the drums off, and all I did since then was just strip the shoes off. We got to put wheel cylinders on all four corners. This one's leaking and the rest of them are all seized. And I figured since I have the brakes blown apart, we might as well put a master cylinder on it as well. And you can see here, we got on the front of the car, we got the spindles torn off, ready for some kingpins. Got the big tie rod on the ground. I'm gonna change the outer tie rods on that thing. Wheel cylinders, and again, shoes are laying on the ground there. We're gonna go jump in the books right now. We're gonna be kind of nerds. I'm gonna look in some books, and I'm gonna show you guys the books that I use, as well as the part number systems that I use, and then we're gonna go out into the trailers and into the sea container, and I'm gonna show you guys how I get your parts. Okay guys, welcome to the office. These are all the catalogs that Tom collected over the years. A lot of them are really irreplaceable, invaluable. You can't even put a price on them. And without these, my inventory's pretty much just a pile of scrap. So today, right now, we are going to be looking up parts in this old Moog catalog. This catalog does 1970 and prior. Anyways, here we are in the Ford section. Obviously the book is in numeric or alphabetical order as per manufacturers. And we're working on a 1941 Ford. So I already know the kingpin number off by heart, but I'm going to show you guys anyways. 37 to 41 Ford. And it says all, so that's all 37 to 41 Fords have these kingpin set. And that part number is 833B. I'm trying to focus on it, and I'm sorry if it's blurry. So the way that my inventory works, and majority of my inventory is new old stock, Moog, TRW, McQuay Norris, Toledo, Chassis Line, all the really old companies. A lot of those companies were like, well shit, we're manufacturing these parts for Ford, we might as well manufacture them for ourselves and sell them. We own the rights to the designs and everything, so we might as well just sell it. So hence the aftermarket companies were born. That was kingpins, so now we need to look up tie rods. Again, I already know the number, it's 416. But again, that number only works for my part number. It doesn't really work for everybody's stuff. So 35 to 48, Ford, and this is down in the tie rod section. ES 416L, so that'll be the tie rod end that goes on the end of the drag link. That probably goes to the pitman arm or the steering box or something. And then you got tie rod ends. They don't list anything for the inners because it's just one big outer from left to right. So ES 416R, 416L, and 416L for the drag link end. And if you are a Ford guy, you know that Ford pretty much used the same tie rods. I'm gonna look in this book here. I think it's from like 1932 or 1933, all the way up to like 1959 or even like 1964, I think. 16L, 416R for 1960 all. So from 1932 to 1960-ish, Ford used the same outer tie rod ends. So if you find Ford tie rod ends at any place and you need them, they're gonna fit. You just have to make sure you got left and right ones. What else do we need on this thing? Shackles, but I have shackles and I know where they are. Oh, we need wheel cylinder and master cylinder. So I will grab another book. Sit tight. Okay, we got the brake Bible, big old book. The main book I use for my brake stuff is this old Wagner book. It only goes really up to like 1964 or something like that. It has a lot of really good old part numbers that are still valid in my inventory. So that's why I like using this, because most of the time it's bang on. Ford truck, not Ford truck, Ford car, there we go. 42 to 39 Ford car. So then we got your left and your right wheel cylinders, your front and your rear wheel cylinders. Your left and your rights are listed up here. So 42 is that one. So we need these ones. 4500, 4501, 25098, 25099. Believe it or not, a lot of manufacturers, aftermarket brake manufacturers, they all use the same part numbers. So if you have like a set of brake shoes, the part number is going to, the physical number on the brake shoe, it may have like BS or you know, another letter in front of it. The actual numbers of the part number are pretty much the same across the board, no matter what manufacturer of shoes. Most of the time, wheel cylinders, there is sometimes a difference between like Wagner and Bendix, or Ray Bestis and Wagner. Sometimes there's difference. And then the master cylinder assembly 1050. These guys do list repair kits. A lot of repair kits that Tom had, it had gone bad. The rubbers had gone bad and stuff like that. So I tossed all of the repair kits before we moved. Tie rods, kingpins, shackles. I know the part numbers. It's like 01A or 11A or something like that for these 41s. Wheel cylinders and a master cylinder. So I'm gonna get my jacket. I'm gonna get an umbrella because it's pouring rain, and we're gonna go for a walk and we'll find the stuff. I'll show you where I have all my stuff and how hard it is for me to actually find things sometimes. Okay, so if you saw one of the other videos, you'd see that the shipping container is home to a lot of stuff. And we're out here right now particularly to get our master cylinder and our wheel cylinders. So this is what the master would look like on the 41 on the hoist. And it does, and at a glance, actually, at a quick glance, it looked like a truck master, but it's, this is a pretty common master cylinder. I didn't see the years that it was used. I think it's, I don't know, doesn't matter. Anyways, that's the master cylinder, so that's super cool. Okay, so there we go. So it looks like Tom had a whole car set out. Oh, the shackles. Shackles should be right here. I need front, so I have drop shackles for this car. Pretty cool, found those. And I don't want to drop this with like a drop axle or reverse eyelet springs, because I don't want to alter this car to the point where when I go to sell it, or if I go to sell this car, that it has been altered to a point where it's going to be very costly for that person to alter it back to stock. I'm really a firm believer of, like, you know, purpose-built things and being as least invasive as possible on certain types of cars. Okay, 21A. So if I'm not mistaken, those are for my 41. I was going to Google, and then my website was open, so I was like, well, I might as well just go to my website. So this is pre60s.com. You can go here, you can check out all sorts of different parts for your car. I want to go to shackles. And then I want to go to these front shackles for the 41. And we do record our part numbers on the website. So it is 11A, so it's not 21A. So 11A. Okay, well, I know where these are, so we gotta go get those anyways. Okay guys, so here we are at the trailers. We're going to do the shackles first. The shackles are currently available on the website as seen. So there we go. 11A, something, something, something. 41 Ford front. Yeah. So Moog, these are all Moog network tie rods, by the way. So the 416 is also the 64, so that's pretty cool. So the same process for when I get customers stuff is what I'm doing right now. I'll pick through and I'll pick the nicest ones, or the one, you know, make a matching pair, or make sure they have really nice rubber boots or whatever. And theirs are 3 tie rods. So I've got the 2 L's and the 1 R. These kingpins are available on the website right now, and that is it right here, the 8333B. Yeah, so this kit's a little rusty, so I'll use this kit. I don't want to send this kit out. I'll just wire wheel that and grease the snot out of it and slam it in this car. Okay guys, we're back in the shop. We've got all the parts here gathered up for the mighty 41. Kingpins and the shackles and the tie rods, they're whatever they are, just tie rods. I'm really happy with the condition of this master cylinder. Sometimes you kind of worry about brake parts when they sit on a shelf for a long time, but this master's in really nice shape. And then these wheel cylinders, I would guess that these wheel cylinders are probably 2 or 3 years old. Well, that's it. That's enough rambling. I'm gonna go grab some lunch, and then I don't know if I'm gonna work on this thing this afternoon or not, but we'll see what goes on.